Om Sai Ram. I don't know how to start this, but with Baba's blessings. Today, on the occasion of Mother's Day, I am going to share some instances when I experienced the Leelas of the Divine Mother. So it's unlimited, of course. Just like Baba's Leelas, there are no end to instances or incidents when we have realized Ma's presence in our lives. And I fall very short of words when I start describing her mercy, her greatness towards her children. But I'll still make an attempt. I'll try to narrate as much as possible today on the auspicious occasion of Mother's Day, to narrate as much as possible. Whatever comes to my mind, I'm not prepared. I have not prepared any script or anything to narrate today to all of you. It's just a heart-to-heart conversation that is going to take place now. So, to start with, the first Kali Puja at our home. So, first of all, I consider myself very lucky that I am born in the city of Ma Kali, Ma Durga, which is Kolkata, of course. Even on top of that, being born in the religious earth of Dakshineshwar, near Dakshineshwar Kali temple, is one of the biggest blessings I consider that Lord has given me in this birth. Dakshineshwar Kali temple is not only a blessed Kali temple in the city, in India, but also it was Sri Ramakrishna's Leela Kshetra. So I consider myself extremely fortunate to have been born and nurtured in front of Ma's temple. To start with, Kali Puja or Ma Kali's presence in our family, she has always been in the blood of all Bengalis. So there is nothing new in that. She is a part of our culture. She is a part of every ritual that we do. Even the Bengali New Year starts with her worship. Every Amavasya in West Bengal, Kali Puja is widely done. Prominent among them being, there are many special Amavasyas in the year when Ma Kali is worshipped, but prominent among them being the Dipanvita Amavasya, which is the Deepavali or Kali Puja in Kolkata. In Deepavali in rest of India, Ma Lakshmi is worshipped, but in Kolkata, we do the adoration and worship of Ma Kali. So, this is Ma Kali, Ma Durga in my life. Of course, I have got a special place in my heart for Ma Durga or Ma Kali, and I have got this from my parents, to be very honest, because my father has been a very devoted son of Ma Bhavatarini, of Ma Kali from Dakshineshwar. My mother is a devotee of Ma Durga. She loves Ma Durga a lot. So somehow then it must have come in my blood through my parents. So it all started that way. In my childhood, before my mother started worshipping Baba, her childhood was completely spent by devotion and chanting, continuous chanting of Ma Durga's name in her lips. Even my father, he used to worship Ma Bhavatarini, Ma Kali of Dakshineshwar. So this is how my parents' childhood was spent before Baba entered their lives. Even a significant part of my childhood, even now, I love Ma. I worship them a lot. So even in my altar right now, the presence of Ma can be seen everywhere. She is there. She is an eternal part of my life. So in 2017, after we became devoted to Baba, everything was going very nicely. Of course, today the level of love, the level of devotion that we have towards Ma has, I would say, increased further because of Baba's presence in our life. Unless he would have guided us, unless he entered our life, we were just doing the religious worship, the regular worship of Ma, just following blindly what our ancestors used to do. But that love, that special corner in the heart, that special love for Ma has, of course, developed after Baba came into our lives. So in 2017, once my mother, we had the same dream on the same night that Ma wants to come to our house. She wants to accept puja from us, the Kali Puja. And Kali Puja is something which requires a lots of restrictions, lots of rituals. It has to be very elaborate, it has to be perfect when it comes to the arrangement of Kali Puja, because there are strict laws and injunctions laid in the scriptures which need to be followed when you invoke the mother goddess, when you invoke Ma Durga or Ma Kali. It has to be very particular, very perfect. And it's very time intensive, very much like a Mahayagna type of thing. So we were not experienced with Shakti Upasana or Devi rituals in our house. Although we worshipped her because she is our Ram Devi, because she is a part of our Bengali culture. But our Kul Devta is Lakshmi Narayan, Lord Vishnu and Ma Lakshmi. They are our Kul Devta and Kul Devi. So our ancestors have been worshipping Lakshmi Narayan. So Kali Puja has never actually happened in my house. And in this case, I saw a dream where Thakur Sri Ramakrishna himself comes to my father's shop and he says that, prepare, it's time, Ma is going to arrive here. Prepare for her worship, paint the shop, clean everything, make space for her. She is going to come. That night, my mother also saw a dream of Ma Kali, that we are having Kali Puja in our home. We woke up next morning and we discussed that we saw this dream. 2 or 3 nights after that, I saw that I am doing Abhishek of Ma Kali with milk, yogurt, and Panchamrit Abhishek kind of a thing. Again, 2 or 3 nights after that, I again dreamt of Ma, that she is sitting in mud water on all sides. Ma Adda of Addapit temple. I visited Addapit temple each and every day during that time. After returning from school, when I was a college student also, I had this ritual of visiting Ma Adya every day. Addapit temple is a temple which is located near Dakshineshwar temple. People from Kolkata might be knowing, it's a very famous temple there. So Addapit is very near to my house, so I used to go with my cycle every day to Addapit. There is another Leela which I will say, of course, related to Addapit, but just to continue this story and complete it. So I saw that Ma Adya is sitting in mud water, turning towards me, and Thakur, by Thakur I mean Sri Ramakrishna Dev. Thakur told me that take her home. She wants to come to your home. There is water everywhere. She wants worship from your family. So these consecutive dreams coming one after another, I knew, of course, that she wants to get invoked at our house. Of course, good or bad, she only knows. She is Kali, she is beyond time and space and everything. So I discussed it with my parents that I think we should do a Kali Puja, but it was only 3 days left for the worship, left for Diwali. And on Deepavali, Dipanvita Amavasya, that Amavasya night is the tithi when we are supposed to invoke her. So only 3 days are left. Scarce resources. How to do that? But as it is stated in the Shastras, in Satcharitra, that one who wants to accept worship or his devotee arranges the same. Similarly, Ma did it. According to Sri Ramakrishna's orders, and Ma Kali had specifically mentioned the place where she would sit. We had a photo of Baba, uh, this photo, but a bigger scale, the photo of sitting on stone, Dwarka Mai. So we had this photo of Baba in our shop, in my father's shop. And Ma Kali said that I will sit below that photo because that photo was very high and it was fixed in the wall. So I will face north. Generally, it's not a traditional practice to face Ma Kali north side. Like she is Dakshina Kali, she faces the Dakshin side, the southern direction. It's not in general consonance with the Shastras or the things. So again, that's weird, The priests would not agree that what kind of a weird request is this that Ma Kali will sit facing north, which is against the Shastras. But the northern direction of my father's shop, it actually faces the road. So probably she wanted to bless the people who have her darshan while crossing the shop. And why shop? Why not the inner quarters of the house? Why does she want to sit near the road? It's all her wish. We don't know still. So we prepared the place accordingly. My father has a furniture shop, so all the furnitures were cleared, everything was arranged, the shop was whitewashed completely. Everyone worked very hard to make the place clean and tidy for Ma's arrival. It was painted, freshly painted, everything was done. And how these things happened within 2 days is again a miracle. We hadn't ordered any vigraha, any idol. You need to order in advance in order to, like Durga Puja, Kali Puja, these are not like other festivals of the year. You have to prepare a bit in advance. These are very extensive worships. Like during Lakshmi Puja or Saraswati Puja, idols are readily available in the market. You just go and pick up an idol, bring it home. Like Ganpati festival, idols are abundantly available. But here, you need to place an order to the artists. They will make an idol of mud, and then you are supposed to bring that idol home. We hadn't done even that. So just 3 days were left for the worship, for the Diwali. How, I don't know. We don't know. People who paint the house, they were of my father's acquaintance. They suddenly came to my father's shop that, oh, you are doing Kali Puja, let us paint the shop. They did it. People voluntarily came. The decorators came themselves. They decorated the entire house with lights. Everything was taken care of. All the arrangements were done. We had a good number of people engaged in that. We had a great manpower involved in the arrangement, because of which it was not that big of a hassle, but getting things done in proper time. There is a special instrument called dhak which we play during Durga Puja or Kali Puja. That needs to be arranged. And 2 days prior to the puja, getting a dhak is also a challenge because people book it in advance. Those who have it every year, those who have the puja every year, they book the dhak in advance. We got a good quality in dhak also for playing during the arti. Most important was now the idol and the priest. We don't know from where to bring the idol. My parents, they went to one of the studios where they make idol, and they spoke about Ma Kali's idol, and they said that, yeah, we have one idol which is not yet sold, not yet booked, so probably you can purchase that. It was again a green signal. So we purchased the idol, and we ordered it for the day. We didn't bring her that day itself, like it was incomplete, of course. And then The second most important thing is the priest, an eligible person who can do the worship properly. Like worshipping just like that doesn't matter, doesn't make any sense. It has to be very nice. We started searching for a priest. We got a priest, a good priest who did the worship. Everything was arranged on time. And in 2017, Ma came to our house for the first, like she was always there as a deity and in our home, worshipped regularly, but no such elaborate festival dedicated to her was ever celebrated in our family. So she came to our home in 2017 that way. And it was a grand success. The day we were going to bring Ma's idol, one of the devotees had visited Shirdi, and he was of our acquaintance and he had sent Udi by post. So the moment we were stepping out, when the room was being painted, the preparations were on the peak for Ma's arrival. I received a post parcel which contained 2 packets of Udi. So Baba had blessed it on the very onset, on the very first year of this festival, that it will be a grand success. And it was. Baba had blessed it with Udi. Baba was himself present. I don't find any difference between Baba and Sri Ramakrishna. So whatever are his orders, I believe them to be the same as Baba's orders. And when it is especially a dream instruction, specifically when he is himself speaking, what can be bigger than that? And when it comes to Ma Kali, there is no greater upasak of Ma Kali compared to Lord Ramakrishna. So this is how the first year of Kali Puja was successfully completed. Coming to Adyapit, I used to visit Adyapit temple every day during my school and college days. But one day I fell sick. I got cold and cough. After coming from school, I was a bit exhausted, a bit tired, so I didn't feel like going to the temple that day. I took rest. I slept that noon. I took a brief afternoon nap that afternoon. At night, when I slept, Ma appeared in my dream and she said, "Why didn't you come to me? If you are having a cold, am I not capable enough to cure it? You would have come, you should have come, na? Wow, what were you doing at home? You were sleeping? Don't do that. Tomorrow onwards, come every day to me." Because I made this mistake, because she is my mother, I am her child. This bond is, I think, the most sacred bond in the universe. Just like I am eager to always have her darshan, to see her everywhere, all the time, every day, each and every single day, she was also similarly like waiting for my arrival, and I betrayed her. I didn't go that day. She felt bad. And I made sure henceforth that this does not happen in future. This kind of events don't repeat in future. I visited Ma every day to the best of my capability, unless there were some genuine problems. There was once a death in my family. One of my uncles, he had died very young. So one of my father's cousins, he had died. So I stopped going to the temple, because at that time we have some rituals to follow. For 13 days you are not supposed to visit any temple. But then again, I saw Ma in a dream. She was calling me that I am waiting for you. You have to come. So what I did during that time is I just used to go. I didn't offer flower garlands or things, because I am not supposed to make any offerings, but I used to go and stand in front of her to take her darshan. Because she became happy by that, I became happy by that. And we know it's a daily communication that we have. A mother and child's conversations. Sometimes there were conversations, sometimes there were no conversations. But it's still, I am seeing my mother, she is seeing me. My mother always used to say that I am your biological mother. I must have given birth to your physical body. But she, the one sitting in Dakshineshwar or in Adyapit, is your real mother. Never forget her. Always go to her. So then I said that mother, if there is a sutak going on, or these religious things that we are supposed to follow during the death of a family member, which is a very sad thing, of course. If I can't touch you, then why am I touching my own mother? If I can't serve you, if I can't see you, why am I seeing my near and dear ones then? Because no one is dearer to me than you. And she also understood the fact, and even the priests of the temple, when I spoke to them, they said that no, if she wants you to come every day, despite the death or whatever incident has happened in your family, you should come. Since then, I never missed any opportunity. There were deaths even after that. I made sure I didn't make it very public that no, it's my place of devotion. It's deep rooted in my heart, and I used to follow mother's instructions, whatever she used to give me. So the Divine Mother inspired me, and I used to go every day. Now it's not possible to go because I am out of India itself. Again, it's her blessing, because of which I got this opportunity to come and study in one of the world's most renowned institutions in my discipline. That's a separate Leela of Baba, how he made it happen, of Ma, jointly, of course. They are one and the same. There is no difference between our Baba and our Ma. They are all one and the same. So now coming to the main Leela for which I have arranged all these things. The first 20 minutes I just spoke about the general position that Ma holds in our family. She is the guardian of our family. So whatever major things have happened in our lives, she has witnessed it all. She has made it all happen, I would rather say, because she is not a meager witness, but she is Ma Mahamaya. She is the controller of the universe. She is Ma Adya Shakti. She makes things happen. It was all her plan. So now to start with the Leela that happened recently to me. I have come to the Netherlands in 2022 in the month of September for pursuing my master's degree over here. So since coming here, I have, of course, missed Kali Puja at home. It has been 2 years here, but there is a twist to the story. In 2022, when I came here, my grandmother died, my father's mother, my paternal grandmother died. So on that year, for one entire year, we are not supposed to have any auspicious ritual in our home, be it a marriage, be it's common in all Hindu families. So we didn't have Kali Puja that year. So after 3 or 4 years of Kali Puja, that year in 2022, Kali Puja was stopped for 1 year. There was a pause, a brief pause, because of the death of my grandmother. And I was here in the Netherlands. But I made sure that on Diwali day, on Dipanvita Amavasya, I purchased flowers from the market, I brought fruits, I prepared Naivedya with my own hands, I offered them to Mother, I worshipped her in my own possible way, as much as possible. But I still felt bad that I'm missing Kali Puja at home, Durga Puja is something I enjoy very much since my childhood. But during Durga Puja it was my life's first Durga Puja away from Kolkata. All the Bengalis who are watching this might be very much, it's quite relatable. It feels very bad to stay away from your country during Durga Puja. But again, nothing could be done. I had my exams that time. So I was more focused on my studies. Time flew, time passed by. It was 2023. Another devastating incident struck my house. The death of my maternal grandmother, which was completely unexpected. She was a great devotee of Baba. And in one of the earlier Leelas, I also stated that she died with Sai Ram, with Baba's name in her lips. She has got Baba. After her death, I don't think, but Baba has given me dream visions of keeping my grandparents with him. So I'm very happy that he has kept them with utmost care in a place where there is no disease, no death, no birth, nothing. So, but again, it was a very, very, very sad incident even sad, like sad compared to the previous deaths of my rest of the grandparents. Because when it comes to my maternal grandmother, I and my family loved her the most. And her untimely death, why untimely? Because she was only 60. She didn't have any ailment, she didn't have any disease, no pressure, no blood pressure, no sugar, nothing, no diabetes, no cholesterol, nothing. And all of a sudden, she just fell down one morning. She had a cerebral attack and she passed away. But when water was sprinkled on her face, she just said Sai Ram twice. After that, she was taken to a hospital where she was there for 3 or 4 days, but she never spoke. After that, she was in coma. And after that, she passed away, which was one of the biggest losses we have had in our family, because we were not expecting her to die so early. We loved her very much. My mother, my father, my sister, all of them went into severe depression after this death incident in my family. This happened in August. My grandmother passed away in August. Then my parents, they visited Baba in Shirdi because they were not even getting the energy to do their day-to-day work. My father didn't even go for buying groceries for 2 months. He didn't step out of the house because my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, used to stay with us. We were a family of 5 people, like the four of us, me, my mother, father, and sister, and my maternal grandmother. This was family to me. So losing one essential member from the family, the close family, is very devastating. She was very dear to us. So when my mother went to depression, which was gradually uh, developing into clinical depression, I would say, she cried each and every day. We have, of course, had many deaths in our family. My father has lost both his parents this in last year itself, in 2023. My mother lost her mother. All the deaths were okay, but this death was not uh, acceptable to us. And at that time, right now I am in my second year of my master's, in my second academic year, and I was preparing for my thesis, which is in Europe, we have to do our thesis in the second year, even in India, of course. So, for my master's thesis, I had my uh, proposal defense. I was working on that. I, being away from my home, was still able to deviate my mind to other things. But people who were there at home were not at ease. Now it was time for Ma Durga's arrival. It was Navaratri, the Sharadiya Navaratri, Durga Puja. Durga Puja's arrival means Kali Puja is coming right after that. After 15 days itself, we have Kali Puja. So, uh, like, then that year we were not sure whether we were even going to have Kali Puja because of this great grief that my family was going through. The great depression that my family was going through was unending, it was perpetual. And uh, they were saying that you are also not here this year, like I was not there at home. You were the main person who was enthusiastic about this festival. If you are not here, how can Kali Puja happen? And we thought that then, okay, probably then this year Ma doesn't want to come. My parents went to Shirdi. They worshipped Baba. They were in Shirdi when we again started getting dreams of Ma Kali. That the Kali Puja must be done. It must not be stopped. So then the next morning when I woke up, at that time my parents were at Shirdi. I had my midterm, my proposal defense of my thesis. It was a very crucial moment for me. It was Dashera. My parents spent 2023 Baba's Punyatithi in Shirdi. So it was like a very tricky time going on with us. The next morning, when I woke up, I saw Ma Kali in my dream, and I woke up and I questioned her as well as Baba that if you want Ma Kali's puja to be conducted at our house, then how are we supposed to make the arrangements? I am away from the home, from home. Okay, it's okay if I am not there. Of course, the puja will anyway continue. But how are my parents going to arrange the things? And then I conveyed this to my parents that see, something will be done, I think. Ma wants to get the worship, like she wants us to continue the worship. Then let us leave it on her hands. Since you have given this dream indication, dream instruction, we leave it to you how you will arrange everything for the worship. So in Shirdi, it was finally decided that Kali Puja will happen that year because Ma wanted it, Baba wanted it. And right after coming back from Shirdi, they were excited that they placed the order of the idol. And in our second year in Europe, for our academic plan, we are supposed to undergo an internship. So all my friends were searching for internship. Many of them had already started as interns in different companies and universities. But I was still searching for an internship. At that time, and I used to daily cry worship in front of Ma that mother, please help me with all these things. You are coming to my home. I am away from home. I need an internship. There is a lot of work pressure. But I also want to attend your puja, one on top of another. There was a long list of things which were disturbing me at that time. My professional commitments, I was very much worried about because if you don't get an internship in time, if you don't start working on your thesis in time, you won't complete the degree in time. So this was the consequence. And in Europe, not completing a degree in time is very cost intensive. And especially for a student who has come on a scholarship, then you will have to pay for the next semester again. So I was worried. But again, how she made everything happen, how everything fell at place, let me now narrate. I spoke to one of my supervisors, one of my professors, who has been my thesis supervisor and guide, about my internship. So she had recently visited India. In Chennai, she had a workshop, kind of a thing, a seminar kind of a thing. So she visited India and there she met one of the professors from Kolkata. And she advertised about my research. She advertised about my project that I have this student from India who has been working on this kind of a topic or a project. And that professor was quite interested. And he was a professor from the Presidency University in Kolkata. So people all over India and especially from Kolkata are much aware that Presidency University is a very prestigious university in West Bengal as a whole, not only in Kolkata. Not only that, but it has also given many Nobel laureates to India, two of the Nobel laureates to India. And Swami Vivekananda was the student of this university. So that is something which was one of the major motivating things when it came to my mind. But however, I was not supposed to go there as an intern or anything. Then I spoke to one of my seniors here in the faculty. He had already collaborated a lot with that professor of Presidency University. And he said that he is a good friend of mine. We have worked a lot. We have collaborated a lot on many projects and research works. Why don't you speak to him once? You are a Bengali. He is a Bengali. You can speak to him at least if there are any opportunities, internship opportunities available in his university. And generally in India, the universities don't offer internships in November because it's a very odd time. In India, generally, we have internships for students in June, July, when it's precisely the summer vacations going on for, there is a semester break. At that time, you can find internships. But in November, who will provide an internship? This was my question. However, I sent an elaborate email requesting my, showcasing my research that I do, my research field, and requesting a meeting with the person from Presidency University. We discussed about it, and he was very much interested and keen to work with me. And then I said that then it would be better that if I start from November itself, if possible from the 20th of November, then I can just go to Kolkata in advance, because I had my field work also. My MSc thesis is also related, my study area is Kolkata. So I had to anyway go to Kolkata. So I can then combine my field work and internship, and I can go to Kolkata. Then let's start from November itself. Just 2 weeks were left for Kali Puja. Miraculously, everything was arranged. My flight tickets were booked. My internship contracts, documents, all the paperwork. It's immense paperwork because it's from one country to another. Although India is my home country, still there is a lot of formality, a lot of paperwork to be submitted in both the universities. They need to be sanctioned, and then you can officially start your internship. And my faculty members from here also supported me a lot. So everything was done in time, very much in time, and I went to Kolkata. And I reached home 2 days prior to Kali Puja. After reaching home, I completely then engaged in mass worship. I have a photograph over here. This is me after going home. And this is Ma with me, sitting with Baba and facing north. This is the new shop of my father, which was not there in 2017. We have renovated the house, it has been developed as an apartment now. We don't have the ancestral building anymore, but still the same rituals are followed as they were followed in 2017 or 18. So this was how everything was arranged, and this year's Kali Puja was done. We were greatly satisfied. I can't explain the bliss, the joy that my father and mother, both of them, my parents, my sister, had after getting me in person with them during this crucial time when all of them were going through very much of a depressing time. So it was very helpful for them to come out of that depression, to smile a bit, and then engage in mass service, because she was there for 2 days. Whatever was required for her worship. In West Bengal, Kali Puja is a one night, it's a night long festival. So if you know, in Bengal, weddings are done in night. So we compare Kali Puja with a daughter's wedding, and the same kind of paraphernalia, the same kind of arrangements need to be made that you make for a daughter's wedding. All the same paraphernalia for worship. It's all the same. So we did the worship of Ma. Then Ma went back home to Kailash, to her holy abode. After her Visarjan, after a brief period of field work and other research, I started as an intern at Presidency University. So my internship started from November 21st. And then it's all in 2023. So in November 21st it started. That was my first day at internship. And November 21st was, if I'm not wrong, the Ashtami of Jagadhatri Puja. Now what is Jagadhatri Puja is not known to many of you, because it's not very common in rest of India. It's a festival followed by after Kali Puja, like Durga Puja, Kali Puja, then comes Jagadhatri Puja. Jagadhatri is the name of again the Divine Mother. It's a form of Divine Mother. She holds Shankha Chakra, a Dhanush and a Van, a bow and arrow, Shankha and Chakra. She sits on lion. She is a very peaceful form of Mother Durga, Mata Rani. She is killing an elephant, which is Karindrasur, an Asur. She is killing him. And she is worshipped for 5 days, just like Durga Puja or Navratri. It's considered to be equally auspicious like Durga Puja. So it was started by Ma Sharada Devi, the wife of the divine consort of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. And since then it became very popular in West Bengal, and we worship, like in West Bengal, we worship the Divine Mother in all sorts of forms. We love her in every form. So it was the Ashtami of Jagadhatri Puja, which is a very auspicious day, and it was my first day at internship. So that day I started from home, and being a person from Kolkata myself, I'm not very familiar with the streets of Kolkata. I'm so like, of course, I'm ashamed to say that. It's a pity that I don't know the streets of my own city, but it's also a truth that the city is quite confusing. Even Google Maps fails to give you directions. And after going from Europe to India, there was some problem with my SIM also. For some days, I didn't change my SIM. I was using a Vodafone SIM. I don't want to name any company or anything. Sorry, whatever. But the connectivity was very poor. The internet was not connecting properly. Also, I was using cellular data. After reaching the metro station, I alighted at the Central Avenue metro station. After going out from some gate, I of course saw that this gate goes towards the Medical College of Kolkata, because it's the college street where the Presidency University falls. I took the metro gate, I went out to the street, and I was searching for network. I was navigating in the Google Maps that which way should I go. It was all a mess. I was not able to find my way. In my first day at internship, I didn't want to get late. I, of course, started my journey a bit advanced considering all these facts. But then I asked a traffic police that which way should I go. And he helped me that he said, you can just go straight from this route, then ask somebody. He or she can provide you further directions. I took the road. As I started walking from that road, there is a very famous Kali temple in Kolkata named the Firingi Kalibari. So this is the image of the Divine Mother from Firingi Kalibari. If you are able to see, I never had the darshan of Ma in my life ever. So I knew, of course, that there is this very famous temple, very powerful temple of Ma Kali. But all of a sudden, while walking down the lane, I saw the temple on the opposite side, and there was Jagadhatri Puja. Ma was being worshipped in the form of Ma Jagadhatri that day. All the mantrochar and everything was happening. Microphone was being used. So I could hear the loud chanting of Ma's mantra, and the priests were shouting, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. I crossed the road. Then I read that it's the Firingi Kalibari. I immediately prostrated myself at her lotus feet. I offered some dakshina at her feet, and I prayed to her that, Mother, this is my first day at internship. It's going to be a very challenging research. Be with me and always guide me. I just need you at every step of my life. You are an eternal entity of my life. You are my mother. Now let's go. Just come out of the temple. Let's walk to my destination. As it is confused, I'm not able to find the road. Let's go together. Now at least I found you. Good. So it's a very auspicious beginning. I prayed her, I conveyed my family's prayers to her. Then I started walking. If you remember, I called her to come with me to the university. So I started walking. Then again, there was another ring road kind of a thing. Four roads crossing each other. Again, confused which way to go. Now there was this small temple which had Ma Kali, Sri Shanidev Maharaj, and of course, our dear Baba, Lord Sainath Maharaj. The three of them sitting together, and all the three are my most favorite. So I was standing in front of the temple, all confused, and I was praying, which way should I go? I need to reach my destination, I need to reach the university. What is the way? Please help me. Like people were giving me ambiguous answers. You go this way, somebody was saying that way. Walk such and such distance and then you will find it. All of a sudden, from that crowd, it was a busy day, like the streets were crowded with people. Kolkata is always busy, the city center. So uh, it's in the heart of the city. So from that crowd, a woman, she came. She came out. Now that woman, her appearances somehow strangely matched with none other than Makali. Why? Because she was wearing a red colored salwar, two red bangles in each hand, which we call the pola in Bengali. Just that much, very plain. She didn't have any jewelry, any expensive jewelry in her body. She was like a very, uh, what to say, a very calm, peaceful woman. She came and stood in front of me. Her complexion was dark and she had long matted hair, kind of. She was just walking with nothing in her hands. She just said that you follow me. You're supposed to walk with me. Come on. I'm walking, you follow me. And then I was like, what? Let's go. I just started walking behind that woman. And then she showed me that you should walk straight from here. There you can find auto rickshaws. You can take one. It's just one stoppage away from here. You will just reach. You just need to cross the medical college and then you will find the Presidency University that side. So I was like, okay, I'm then going to the, I'm then going and boarding the auto rickshaw. And then I turned towards the auto. And when I turned back to thank her for her kind help, she had already disappeared in the crowd. There was nobody else. Like, there was nobody. So, that was my first sakshatkar of Ma. And she is Mahamaya. Her name is Mahamaya. So, I always blame her for not for playing tricks. She always plays these tricks with her devotees so that I don't prostrate at her feet. Like, what kind of thoughts go on during that time when Lord appears, even when Baba appeared in his physical form in front of my eyes in Shirdi? Mind doesn't really work what to do. We should ideally fall at his feet. Always it's my intention that if they appear in front of me, I'll just hug their feet and always say that never leave us. I'm not going to leave you anymore. Just stay with me. So maybe they don't want me to do that, but I will definitely do it when you come next time. So whatever. This was my first divine sakshatkar of Ma, like physical form. Of course, there were previous experiences which if I start narrating my childhood experiences with mother, there will be a lot. Like, then I can't wrap up within the stipulated time. I don't want to take it too long. But since it's Mother's Day, Then I reached the university. I completed my internship on time. Now I am again back in the Netherlands. So, how she makes all the impossible things possible? It's all her Leela. So, today I was just sitting here to convey these Leelas to you. This is not intended to reach, I think, a large group of audience. I don't know what she wishes. As she wishes, it's Mother's Day. So I thought that I should sing to my heart's content her Leelas with all the family members of Sai Foundation. So that's why I made this video, which is a very simple kind of a conversation, not scripted, not anything. I just arranged these photographs and I spoke out what happened. It's just recollecting my old memories with all of you. It was a pleasant experience for me today to share the mercy of the Divine Mother with all of you. I hope you all really felt happy. I don't know how much clear my narration was, how my storytelling abilities are. I don't know. But if they can help you, of course, I would be grateful. And through this story, whomever it reaches, if you are watching it till now, till this part of the video, then I would say, may Ma bless you. And you are fortunate that you came across this story, because not everyone has the fortune or good luck to listen to her Leelas unless she wills it. It's all the deity's will. If the deity doesn't will, nobody is able to hear her Leelas or his Leelas. So I don't know any mantra, any tantra, any form of ritualistic worship of Mother. But Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Dev has taught that just always call her ma, 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 just like a small kitten always does, meow, meow for her mother. And then the mother has to come and pick the kitten up with her mouth and take to a safe place. Similar must be our attitude. If the parents are willing to part their property and the son suddenly starts forcing the parents that this is my property, give it to me, then the parents give it 2 or 3 years early. That okay, just take. So similar must be, I'm not telling you to do that anyway. This is not the way we should behave with our parents, but we should behave this way with God. This is what Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa teaches in Kathamrita. That if you constantly call her ma, 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 ma all the time, if you disturb her, she has to come. Because we are her children, and if we are calling her ma, ma, ma and crying, she has to come. There is no way she is not going to come. So, with this, I end this episode. You don't need to worship her with any ritualistic worship. You don't need to worship her with any mantra or tantra or anything. No hard and fast rules, no breathing practices, nothing. No shodopchar or anything. Just worship her from the depth of your heart. Just establish this connection of mother and child or a friend. Consider her as your family member. Out of the 7 rasas, any rasa you choose, any bhakti ras you choose, just go to that path. You'll definitely attain her. In this lifetime, it's possible. Why not? Because she is the compassionate mother. If she will not come, who will come? That's how let's celebrate our Mother's Day. Let's invoke Ma to come here and bless us all. That's it. That I had to say for the day. And I end this episode today. I was very fortunate to have narrated all these Leelas. You were very fortunate that you heard these Leelas. I wish you all a very nice year ahead, week ahead, life ahead. Om Sai Ram.